What's going on, Hokie Nation? It's a gorgeous Tuesday here in Blacksburg, and we got this week's Triumph Spotlight ready for you on TSL today. Our guest today is redshirt senior cornerback, a new addition to the Hokies from Georgia Southern, Derrick Canteen. He earned third team All Sun Belt last season with the Eagles and was a marquee addition to a loaded cornerback room for the Hokies coming up this upcoming season. Derrick Canteen, he's coming up next on this week's Triumph Spotlight. Today's show is brought to you by Triumph NIL. The Triumph Digital Network is a fully integrated portal featuring individual channels for Derrick Canteen and all of your favorite Hokie athletes. Visit triumphnil.com for exclusive engagement, merchandise, and content opportunities, as well as subscriptions. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody on this set. I'm Giovanni Heater, joined alongside Nick Brown, and of course, across the way, Derrick Canteen. How you doing, man? Thanks so much for taking the time today to hop on and chat with us.
Good. I'm doing good. Thank y'all for having me.
So how has been getting accustomed to Blacksburg and Virginia Tech been for you so far?
It's been a smooth transition. It kind of reminds me of Statesboro. It's a true college town. It's somewhere that football really just sports is very, very big, and it's a part of the culture here. So, I can go out to the stores and things like that and, get greeted with a lot of love and things like that just for having on Virginia Tech football. So just coming into a place like that has been, a good transition.
When did you first get here?
I got here a week before school started. My first day on campus was on the 13th of January.
Okay.
But I didn't commit until a week before that.
Okay.
So why Virginia Tech? What drew you out of your own backyard in Georgia where you grew up? What brought you here to the mountains?
Well, when I got in the portal, I wanted to, challenge myself. I wanted to play at the highest level, and I felt like obviously Virginia Tech being in the ACC would enable me to do that. And also just the culture here, everything from the staff, the coaches, the players, to what they're trying to build, to, Sandman, the traditions here. Again, I have to bring it back to Georgia Southern. There's a lot of coaches that have history with Georgia Southern, and, that transition, that communication was just aligned. And then also when I got here, meeting the players and the hunger that they had, the vibe of the team of how we're trying to win now, it's just something I'm connected to.
So to piggyback off of Nick a little bit, walk us through your transferring process. What schools were involved? When did Virginia Tech first reach out to you? Who was it that you talked to and kind of led your recruiting? And, how'd you end up here?
So when I got in the transfer portal, it was kind of crazy. I got in the portal the same day I graduated college. So wow. My phone was blowing up from, schools, and also, congratulations with graduating college. So certain schools was hitting me up, North Carolina, West Virginia, Cal, Wisconsin, just different schools across many of the G5 schools. And I kind of missed that beginning wave because I wanted to be with my family for graduation, things like that. So it kind of helped me because as days went further, the schools that were really interested stayed along. Some of the schools, they'll hit you up, but, they kind of fade off. Yeah. But the schools I felt that were really interested kind of stayed in contact. So I was in communication with some of these schools. Things were coming and going. The transfer portal is a little different than high school. You can get an offer one day and sorry. On my throat.
No worries. You got some water right there.
Yeah.
I got cough drops too if you need it.
I don't know, some on my throat.
Got the Liz Kitley curse.
Exactly. But no, the transfer portal is a little different in high school. Schools want to get you in as soon as possible. So, I would hear from schools would kind of fall off. But going along the lines, the beginning of January is when I got in contact with Virginia Tech. Coach Quinn is the one, because he was a head coach at Savannah State, which is right down the street from my previous school. He talked to me. He told me about what they had going on here. Coach Pryor also was at Georgia Southern. We got in contact. I got in contact with my now DB coach, Coach Jones. His nephew was a GA at Georgia Southern my true freshman year. So it was just a lot of connections. We planned to visit. I came and I committed on the visit. Leading up to the end, we sat down. I told them my vision. They told me theirs, and I committed.
So the transfer portal is one thing. Transferring from a school is not as easy as people think. It's a little more stressful. Obviously, you guys get some help, but what's it like outside of just football, transferring over with academics, living facilities and everything?
I feel like it's just a transition of just the norm. It's a very uncomfortable situation because for me personally, I was out of school for 4 years. So coming into a new school, a new environment, a new culture, a new team, a new state, everything's kind of different. So you have to kind of find your way, but also I made it a point to really connect with the guys in the locker room, connect with the coaches, connect with the environment. And also going from, a G5 level to a Power 5 level, there's more competition, it's more resources, so you just have to adapt, but also just stay true to being you. That's one thing I pride myself on, is just every day I just try my best to stay me, and that makes it easy.
So you talk about how you've been able to build some relationships with some of your teammates. Coach Jones has, that cheetah mentality with the cornerbacks room. You come into what feels like an absolutely loaded corners room. Some really good talent there, and you're a huge addition to that and build upon that. What excites you about your position room this year?
Like you said, the talent and the culture. From the top down, I feel like Coach Jones is a coach that's fair and that loves the game, and also his coaching style is a little different. He always talks about impacting the player first before impacting the person first before the player, and that goes a long way because we spend a lot of time connecting and talking and having uncomfortable conversations within our position group. And things like that, I can say that this cornerback position group is probably one of the closest I've been a part of in college football. And we have all different type of ages, different talents. We have guys that's talented in one area that another guy lacks, and we all help each other, and ultimately we just have a great vibe. We go out to eat together, and we're just
How was your first spring with the team, and how was wrapping that up and getting some really actually quality football time with the team?
The spring was huge. I'm very glad I came in January. The spring allowed me to get a feel for the defense, get a feel for just the team and everybody and the coaches and all that. And I feel like from day 1 to day 15, as a team, as a defense, as a position group, we got better every day. The one thing I love about Virginia Tech and Coach Price, it's the most competitive practice you will see in the nation. Everything is competitive. Everything is, it's a win and a lose, and it builds that mindset where you have to win. And that started before spring football. That started in hunger drills. But it just, every day you have to have that chip on your shoulder and put your best foot forward.
It's interesting that you say that. I remember last year going into this season when the ACC Network kind of did their tours, and again, this was before you had gotten here. They did their tours around the country, and Mark Packer and some of the other guys on that ACC Network football staff said Virginia Tech has by far one of the most intense practices in the ACC for their fall ball. So kind of piggybacking off of that, Coach Pry has said that he's kind of handing the keys to the defense off to Chris Marv. Coach Pry, up until I want to say the Liberty game at the end of last season, called the plays for the defense. He's kind of stepping away from that role. Coach Marv kind of taking over. He's the D coordinator. So what has learning from him been like specifically? And, what has he shown early on from a play calling standpoint?
The thing I like about Coach Marv, just like as a person first, is he's the same person every day. He's an intense coach. He brings the energy. We have morning practice. Early in the morning, he has the most energy. He's up, ready to go. And he has this aura about himself that just demands the room, and he's going to get the best out of everyone. And to carry that on to the field, he's an aggressive coach. He loves to play aggressive. We don't sit on our heels. We attack, we blitz, we play man, we're in your face, and it's all about just the mindset. Everything to him is the mindset, attack. And from the start to the end, no matter what the score is, we're going to attack, we're going to be physical, we're going to play man, we're going to get in your face, we're going to mix in the zone, we're going to do everything. He's a smart coach that has a lot of football knowledge, so he can mix it up, but at the end of the day, he's not scared to go at you.
What did you learn about yourself this spring being under a new coaching staff? And I guess what did you learn with the team as well?
About myself, again, to piggyback on Coach Jones, he impacts the person first before the player. So I learned that I have areas of growth as far as being a leader. Being older, coming here as a grad transfer. I guess I didn't take into account how important it is for a person like me to lead. And Coach Jones, that's something that Coach Marv, and Coach Pryor all harped on, to just be a leader on and off the field. And that's something that I want to carry on into this summer, into the off season, is just being a front end leader and helping lead the best way I can.
What is the off season? I guess the time frame and the window wasn't as big as you would think, but what does the off season look like for a transfer when you're in between schools? Say your football season ends end of November, close to there, when you last year, and then you get to Virginia Tech in January. Now that's a short window, but what does that time look like? A lot of working solo, maybe training with somebody back home, or what did that look like for you?
For me personally, so our season ended, but we had a bowl game. I didn't play in the bowl game, so what I did was I got in the portal and I started training because, we went through a season. I had some nagging injuries, I had different things like that. It was important for me to look at schools and get the vibe of the team, see the type of defense they run. So I spent a lot of time watching film on teams, just seeing what I was getting myself into. Also taking care of, nagging injuries from the season, things like that. So then you get into the recruiting phase and you start talking to coaches. You may take a couple visits, things like that. But really for me, it was just important to find a school before school started in January, because I knew I wanted to play in spring. So my process was kind of sped up. But by me not playing in the bowl, fixing, my injuries and things like that, it gave me more time to take care of the things that were necessary to be here by January.
How much of an adjustment is it going to be for you? Well, I guess you've already probably made it from being at a group of 5 to now being at a Power 5 school. And what do you expect in the fall when it comes to actually playing games?
I'll say it's adjustment, but I try to keep it simple. The adjustment is, obviously it's a bigger stage. It's more competitive. It's you get more notoriety. You got more attention on you, so that can be good or bad. But at the end of the day, what I've noticed is it's all college football. So being at Georgia Southern and taking those things that I learned there enabled me to be in this position and take it and not be afraid of the moment, in a sense, because I understand that, going out in Sandman is going to be a crazy atmosphere and things like that. And things like that is something I've never experienced, being at a home game with that many people, with that type of tradition. I love Georgia Southern, but it is not quite Sandman. But playing there and playing at the G5 level and having the games and the experience I've had, it kind of prepared me for these moments that's come.
I've actually always wondered, how much do they use Sandman in recruiting, as far as like they show you guys videos, they talk about it, or did you know about it at all before you started talking to Virginia Tech? Or
yeah, actually it's crazy. I remember being at Georgia Southern, and one of my teachers, he had showed us like some of the top traditions in college football, and they showed Enter Sandman. It was a few years ago versus Clemson. It was like a night game.
That was a good one.
And I was seeing it, and I was like, I got chills. So I kind of already knew about it. And they do make it a point in recruiting and all that, but me personally, I had already knew about it. But the biggest thing for the recruitment part was my parents, because when we came, I had already knew about it, but when my mom and my dad seen it, and they kind of seen like what their son's gonna come out to, it was more so like mind-blowing for them. But me, like as a college football fan and stuff, I kind of had already had a feel for it.
So they didn't get to have you for a football game to see it, but did you make it out to, when you came to visit, a basketball game or anything to kind of see it in person, even though it's a little different in Castle, but it's still pretty lit, as they would call it?
Yeah, it was crazy to see. I remember they brought us to a game. They called a timeout, and they introduced some of the all of the transfers and early enrollees out of high school.
Remember that,
and then also I was able to catch a Duke game.
Okay.
And both games was filled. Both games were packed. It was crazy to see the people jumping and things like that. So I can only imagine Lane Stadium.
Well, did you enjoy the spring Enter Sandman? It's not the same thing by any means, but did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I did. The best part was like actually going through the tunnel with the team though. We got the thing that we do in the tunnel, and then just running out. Like it wasn't like fully packed,
Yeah.
but it was still, you can get a feel for the energy that, you know, the stadium brings. And yeah, it was cool to see.
It's gonna be pretty good come the fall.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Exactly.
You were so young, but I remember my first Sandman as a student. I was like, wow, this is different level stuff. So looking forward to many more coming up this fall.
Sure.
You know, what teams are you looking forward to playing against now that you're making that leap to the Power 5 level? ACC loaded football conference. The schedule this year is pretty exciting with some big names on there. And also, what road stadiums are you looking forward to? Like, I guess we don't play at Georgia Tech, but anywhere in particular you always grew up saying, like, man, I'd love to play a game there?
Yeah. Well, first, the first game. It's a Sunbelt school playing Old Dominion at home. It'll be my first game in Lane Stadium. So I look forward to that game a lot. I say the road game because my dad is from Florida. So as far as like my family, we have a lot of Miami and Florida State fans. So playing at Florida State, I have family blowing up my phone already trying to get tickets, things like that. So I say Florida State is the away game that I'm really looking forward to.
No doubt. You want to get into some fun stuff?
Yeah, let's start rolling through this fun stuff. Actually, but before we do that, NIL. All right. So I know you've been here for not quite a long time, but what are some restaurants that you've enjoyed so far being here? Non-chains, so Blacksburg restaurants, that you would like to either work with or just in general that you enjoy to eat at?
First, I would say Farmhouse. Farmhouse is I came there on my official visits, and I love Farmhouse.
That's a great place for them to take you on your recruit place. Yeah. Holy cow, that's some bougie stuff there.
I like Cabo's.
Cabo fish taco.
Fish tacos. I go there. They have these salmon tacos. I love those. And then I can't quite think of the name. Is it Kabuki?
Kabuki, yeah. There you go. Out in Christiansburg.
Coach Jones took us out in Christiansburg where they cook in front of you. So I say, as far as local areas, those are my favorite.
Okay. How about any other NIL platforms, whether it be merch or like charity organizations that I know like NIL at Virginia Tech is a little bit new to you, but you'd love to kind of explore in your year here?
Well, yeah. Actually, as far as that area, I've been working with Triumph. I have for the past 2 years, since NIL kind of opened back at home, I do a kids camp. It's a youth camp. It's free of charge and just donations optional, things like that. But it's just for the youth, you know, to get them in front of college players and things. I know at Georgia Southern I used to have my teammates come with me. Matter of fact, I've had a few players in the league that's from the Augusta area come out, and me and Triumph, I have Triumph helping me this year to support me with that. That's coming up on July 22nd, and then also we're in the works of getting a podcast going with Triumph and talking about things like real estate and things like that. Just getting out the norm of just normal football talk, but talking about like real estate and just how to invest. So those are two things I'm working with Triumph.
Well, you mentioned real estate there. Let's dive into that avenue. That's going to be your major. That's what you told us beforehand. What I guess induced you to go into that, and then do you want to pursue that after the NFL or after football life?
Yeah. What's interesting about real estate is I feel like it's something that I can do while playing football.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to invest in like property, invest in like maybe potentially 18-wheeler trucks, just different things like that. Not just the norm of like, you know, buying a house, which I want to do that too. But the biggest thing I want to do is just learn the market, like learn what's out there, learn ways to invest your money, buy property, like how to scope out land, things like that just intrigues me. And it would be like a project to do while playing football and, like you said, after football.
Let's get into some fun stuff. Why not? I guess I'll kick us off here. How about, I know you haven't, I guess you did wear one for the spring game, and I'm sure in the pictures and whatnot in the transferring process, but favorite uniform that Tech wears?
You know, orange is my favorite color, so I'm gonna have to go with the
Everybody
orange.
says that, and we're not gonna wear them. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Not a single person has said maroon.
No,
I like the maroon, but I'm orange is my color.
All right, fair enough. I heard Coach Pry's pretty traditional. Doesn't like to mix it up too much.
But I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Some of the guys that have been around a little longer said that. I mean, he comes from Penn State.
Yeah.
They've worn the same uniform for like the last 100 years. So.
So what's your go-to pregame playlist? Who's at the top of the list? Your favorite artists and or what style of music? Because some people come out of left field with like classical music or country. What do you listen to?
I got like a sequence. Like I'll start off with like hardcore like rap. Like I'm Young Boy, I'm Lil Baby, Kodak Black, and then I'll get into right before I run out for warm-ups, I listen to like an R&B, like something more chill.
Okay.
And then once we go out in warm-ups and then come back in, I'll listen to gospel just to like, get my spiritual, get my mind right, and then I'm ready to go.
Interesting stuff right there. Well, you mentioned that. I saw your bracelet and you showed your necklace earlier to us off camera. What does your faith mean to you and you personally?
Oh, my faith is huge. I'll say that's the leading factor of how I got here and just me as a person. I lean on my faith a lot. We have a team chaplain, Brother Dave.
Brother Dave. Love him. Great guy.
I lean on him. I grew up in the church. My dad, my mom, my grandparents, everyone was in the church. So that's just kind of who I am. And it's something that like I wear. Like I'm proud to wear it. So I lean on my faith a lot.
Awesome stuff.
How about the toughest player that you've had to match up against since you've gotten to Virginia Tech out of the wide receiver room?
So this is gonna be tough because this my
They made some
dog.
big additions over there.
You're gonna get in trouble right
I'm
here.
gonna get in trouble because I talk a lot of trash and but I'm gonna have to say because I do play a lot of nickel, so I go against the slot receivers a lot.
Okay.
Jalen Lane, the transfer from Middle Tennessee.
Okay.
He's fast. He's sudden. He gets to his spots. It's gonna hurt when he watches it because I talk a lot of trash, but no, he's probably the best.
Are you faster than him?
On the field? Yes.
Okay.
He probably can run in a straight in race, but on the field, I got him.
Who besides him has impressed you as well? 'Cause like I said, they've made some big strides in the wide receiver
out
room.
of the portal or just in general?
In general, who in there is kind of as a defensive player stuck out to you where you guys are like, oh wow, that was a nice play, or is maybe made some unexpected strides?
Well, I have two. I'll say Gosnell and Quan Felton.
Cool.
Gos is a crafty receiver, a receiver that he can get to his spot. He makes the catches, and Quan is like a total package. He has the speed, the size, the strength, good hands. So I'll say those two for sure.
All right. Well, let's keep it on going with the teammates. Who is the funniest teammate? You can't say yourself either.
Nah, I ain't gonna say myself.
Could be a coach too.
A coach. Coach Jones is actually funny.
I was about to say that dude
Coach
seems
Jones
like he's a funny dude.
He's like a blunt funny. Like he'll say something that's just like straightforward and it's like funny because like wow, you really said that. But nah, teammates, I'll say P, the D lineman transfer from Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah, he's funny. I'll say that.
You like him?
All right. What's your favorite movie? Or if you're not a movie guy, that's okay too.
No, I'm a movie and a show guy. Favorite movie is Creed.
Creed.
Good movie. All right, favorite show.
Rank the 3 Creed movies real quick.
See, that's tough. The
Creed
third
1.
one is last.
Creed 1 was really freaking good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go 1, 2, 3. Creed 1, then Creed 2, then Creed 3.
That's fair. How about your favorite show?
Favorite show is for I'm a Snowfall.
Okay.
Snowfall.
I haven't seen that one. You seen that?
I've seen the ads.
Fair enough.
Snowfall, yeah.
Fair enough.
Sure, so.
Well, what's your favorite spot to hang in Blacksburg? Not a restaurant. Favorite place to go besides your apartment, I guess.
Can I say Merriman?
Yeah, you can say Merriman.
Yeah. Like upstairs, we have the dining up top. I just be up there with my teammates around the facility. So
Awesome.
I say Merriman.
Stuff.
That's really all I'll be.
If you could play another sport at Virginia Tech, what would it be?
Oh, basketball.
Okay.
For sure. Basketball.
Did you play in high school?
Nah, I started playing 707, so I started doing that. But I grew up playing like AAU basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the most famous basketball player you played with or played against in AAU? In the AAU circuit.
That I've personally played.
Or been in the same tournament, I guess, so you could say.
Well, okay, in Augusta we have it's called the Peace Jam.
Okay.
And I didn't play in it, but every year like the top AAU teams come, like LeBron's there, the Duke coaches are there, and like everybody from Jason Tatum, Malik Monk. Like, you'll see them guys coming in each year. So I didn't personally play in it, but I got a chance to see those guys.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. You talked to Coach Young at all? You know, there's some guys that have played two ways. Texas had guys that have played basketball and football.
Tell Coach Young, give me a call.
So Augusta, right there. I'm a huge golf guy. He's getting into golf.
Yep.
What's it like being there near Augusta National? I've got to know.
You talking about with the Masters?
Oh yeah.
So
is it a big part of the culture? Or?
It is.
Okay.
Like the Masters week is crazy that they changed our spring break for Masters week.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
like the schools are out that week, and a lot of people they'll rent their houses out. They'll high school students will work the Masters. Adults will work the Masters. I've never personally been out there, but it's crazy. My dad's actually been the security guard for Tiger Woods. And
wow.
like I have family members that's worked it. People I went to school with worked it. I've never actually been out there, but they say it's beautiful out there. Like it's crazy.
Wow.
Who's your favorite player growing up?
And football?
Anything. Who'd you idolize growing up?
Oh, Patrick Peterson.
Okay.
Patrick Peterson.
I saw in your phone case you had Kobe.
Kobe.
Yeah, is that your
Yeah,
favorite basketball player?
Yeah. Nah. I was a LeBron fan, but I like the mindset of Kobe.
Okay, I
the
gotcha.
Mamba mentality, things like that.
Well, rank the three then here for me. You got Jordan, who's number one, by the way, and then LeBron and Kobe.
I'm gonna go LeBron, Jordan, Kobe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a LeBron guy.
I can respect the list.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, Nick, you want one more before we wrap it up?
I guess we. Oh wait, well, you grew up in Georgia. I'm just gonna assume you're a Falcons fan, right?
No.
No. Oh,
I grew
okay.
up a Saints fan.
Saints fan.
Saints fan. What was the reason behind that?
It's crazy. When I was young, I played Little League, and my first team I played was the Saints. And when the Saints went to the Super Bowl that year,
Like
they played
Pop
the Colts.
Warner or Little League baseball?
Like Little League, like football. It was like
Okay.
like rec league.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my team was called the Saints. So I remember when the Saints played in the Super Bowl, young me, I'm thinking that I played with the Saints.
You're like in the minor leagues with them.
Yeah, I played with them, and then they won, and I just carried on since.
Well, last one here for you. How do you want to be remembered in your time here at Virginia Tech?
Just an all around defensive back, like just a playmaker. Like I don't really. My biggest thing I want people to say about me is like he makes plays. Like I'm just everywhere around the ball, tackles, interceptions, just making plays.
We can't thank you enough for your time, Derrick. This was a fun one, and we wish you the best of luck going forward. Can't wait to watch you out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right. For Nick Brown, for Derrick Canteen, I'm Giovanni Heater signing off. This was this week's Triumph Spotlight. Thanks again to Triumph NAL for making it all happen, and we'll see you next time.